Oh shit, I forgot to...
Yeah, you always have to come up with interesting word before we go live, man. Okay, right, guys, welcome to the Three Marketer Show.
Episode 34.
This is episode 34. Welcome. And today it's going to be three of us. We do not have guests today. That means that, it's back to the square one. Now, if this is the first time you watch this, let me fill in the blank a little bit. Let me help you fill in the gap of whatever you have missed in the past bloody 33 episodes. Is that, in fact, the Three Marketer Show started about 33, 34 weeks ago. That's about more than, I don't know, got how many months already anyway. So it's just three of us. The idea was we wanted to come together and chit-chat every week, and then turns out it was quite interesting that we started inviting guests, right? Then things started to get different way, The Three Marketer Show suddenly becomes sometimes 3+1, a lot of times 3+1. And this is a rare occasion where the three marketers come back together to the square one. So we have, if this is the first time, I'm Jason, hi, and we have Andrew on my side, and we have Manfred. Manfred is from Singapore, Andrew is from Malaysia. Now, okay, so today the topic is actually very straightforward. It's gonna be like back to the square one, back to the topic that brought three of us together, which is the Facebook ads. All right, so we have a few topics that we have already kind of like lined up for discussion. But nonetheless, right, if you're watching this, because we are broadcasting this on YouTube and Facebook, so if you are seeing this, if you have any specific questions regarding Facebook advertising, today we talk about settings. The Facebook advertising settings, which is one of the reasons why people find Facebook advertising a bit intimidating. Because a lot of things are kind of like alien language to these people. They kind of like not sure how it's done. So three of us combined, we managed tens of millions in Facebook ad spend in the past many years. So we probably have a few things that you kind of like, we know something that you don't know, or we probably know something better than, you a little bit, but nonetheless, we are not the God that we know everything. So we are open up. Like last round of doing this kind of ad settings discussion, we had Carl and we have a few other people that came in with a lot of very interesting thoughts that we, that actually trigger a lot of a good discussion. So we wanted that to be this way as well, hopefully. Okay, so guys, are you guys ready?
Before that, just for our Muslims viewers and listeners, tomorrow will be...
yes.
So I think the correct word, Singaporeans are not very good at this.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Okay.
Salam Aidil Fitri.
And we have a reason why no guests today, because most of them are preparing for the holidays.
It's the holiday anyway. It's only three of us have the kind of the time to really come up like, hey, by the way, we wanted to check, you guys prefer this or you guys prefer this? This a bit further lah, then you won't be like, wow, looking three ugly faces that stick to your screen like that, right?
You guys a bit
this one better.
So I'll ask our viewers who are listening right now. First of all, can you all just say hi to us?
Hi guys. Okay, so I mean, as usual, we do this on every Wednesday. So sometimes we have more people, sometimes we don't. But nonetheless, we want to quickly roll into the questions. I mean, so-called the topics that we're supposed to discuss today. So when it comes to Facebook ad settings, right? To be very frank, I teach Facebook advertising, and it's kind of vast. Hey, Chiwai, what's up? Wow, Chiwai changed face already, no longer Avenger. Now, okay lah, that one looks like more like a human, still cartoonish though.
More Chiwai.
What's up? Yeah, Chiwai, okay. Have you guys met Chiwai? Oh, yeah, he came to our show before. We never met physically, anyway. Okay, so when it comes to Facebook advertising settings, as in like in whatever things that we have inside the ads manager, it could get quite complex. That's why certain people kind of like find it confusing. So we wanted to go through some important topics. So if you're watching this, you haven't watched the part 1, right? I would strongly recommend that you go back to my YouTube channel and search for the part 1, which we went through quite a very good discussion. At the end of the day, right, it was really like, wow. And we had Carl to really give us a lot of lecture on his methodology and all that. It was really awesome. Oh, we loved that episode so much.
Yeah, that was one of the most engaged episodes.
Yeah, it was a very interesting episode.
Episode 29. 29.
There you go.
Okay. 29. Yeah, episode 29. Okay. Now, I mean, quickly roll into the first topic. I mean, when it comes to... So, Manfred was the one who set this topic. So, how do you want to start this discussion, Manfred? Image, videos, and carousel creative.
Okay, I think a lot of people like test things, and I think Jason has previously mentioned, carousel ad format is more ideal for e-commerce, as in it has garnered better results. But based on my experience, don't forcefully use the format. How do I put this across?
You mean carousel?
Yeah, and there was a scenario I think I shared with Jason before. Well, the image outperformed the video. Then some people actually forcefully, as in they put in carousel to test. Then they want to see carousel. Image is actually giving you a very good result already. Then somebody actually forcefully close off the image and let the carousel. Then the carousel still cannot perform that format.
Just for the fun of it.
Because some people want to know lah.
Single image, talking about single image against carousel.
Single image, video, and carousel. They wanted to know which ad format. But sometimes the duration also plays an important part. I was reading a lot of the business help center. Some people give a 3-day period, but I think ideally should be 7 days. If your business doesn't interfere you, 30 days will be the most ideal. But 30 days, nobody will give you such a long time to test one thing. So audience also affects your ad format. There's no hard and fast rule saying, must be video or must be single image. That's where they're testing the thing itself. It's really, how should I put? I don't know how to put this. You can test for each ad set 3 to 4 creative, but don't forcefully. If it's in certain scenario cannot do carousel, you're forced to do carousel or is the experience damn weird lah. I tell you.
I agree.
Does it make sense? Yeah, sorry, Jason. Yeah.
You go on. Sorry. Yeah, it's okay.
Does it make sense then to? Because in ads you can select your audience, then you can select your creative. So you run 3 ad sets targeting the same audience. Well, one is an image ad, one is a carousel ad, the other one is a video. Does it make sense to run it this way? And then
what you're saying is parent ad set with all these different format.
No.
Student
one
ad
campaign,
set.
One campaign targeting, let's say, whatever group lah, same group, everything the same. Only thing is you have ad set 1, which is carousel ads. You have ad set 2, which is a video ad. Ad set 3 is image, targeting the same one. So everything being the same, you now test the creatives, and you look at conversions or whatever you want to, whatever metrics you want to set. Does it make sense to do something like this?
I would disagree unless you have a lot of money to spend. You see, in my opinion, it's very simple. I will always like to ask people, whenever people, my coaches or my students and whoever come to me and ask, Jason, what should I do on this thing? And I will be like, what Manfred was saying, what are you trying to prove? Like when it comes to Manfred's situation is, he said that you already have, in case like you already have the solid data that it's single image is working. Why are you still wanting to put in another one to prove? What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove the carousel works better than image? And then
actually, most people wanted to just look for the lowest cost. But this kind is a bit weird because if you found the lowest cost, after some time, the whole thing will go up again.
You see, put it this way, in my opinion, a lot of people try to go for lowest cost, but there is always a threshold. For example, right? Like for example, when it comes to my case, right? When I'm running ads for my 6-day challenge, I know that 30 ringgit per conversion is the maximum that I can go for. That's my threshold. So if it's fluctuating on that thing, after you tested several rounds, then it's there, then it's fine. But a lot of people actually, I would definitely agree that if you can, then dig in and see whether you can get lower cost or not. But sometimes, right, I was just finding some people actually over obsessive in terms of testing. I think that's the key that Manfred wanted to bring up. All right. So I was thinking in this case, here's what I think. When it comes to the distribution of the so-called creative, you guys can actually try to chip in, right? Like Chiwai is here, right? And then Visva just drop in. What's up, Visva? Visva is our guest last week. Now, when it comes to run ads, the topic that we are talking about here is that, you see, when it comes to image, video, carousel, Manfred was bringing up the discussion where should we test 3 of them in this one. Now, in my opinion, very simple. If you are trying to prove which format works better, if that's the thing that you're trying to prove, you're trying to validate, then what I would do is I would go in and maybe run a split test at the early stage. For 3 days or 7 days, then we go through the split test. Then from there, we are able to find out that, now, usually it's very distinctive. Okay, if the audience or the product itself is more suitable for single image, or even the message itself, you see, sometimes it may vary, you know. Like for example, some of my coaches, what happened is when they're talking about this USP or this kind of ad format, single image works better. But they're coming up with another, let's say another promotion. Then they have another new set of creative, and then in that creative, slideshow or video works better. Okay, it could be that kind of fluctuation. But I think what is more important here is you must know what you want to test. And then when we know that, let's say after you test several rounds, like what Manfred was saying, you know that single image works better on this bunch of people on this product. Okay, what I will probably do, if I still want to push further, is I would try different single image with stronger call to action. You know, that's my take. Of course, I'm not saying that this might be the because it's very situational. It actually different scenario may apply to different. I don't know. You have to
single
really
image
look at,
with no call to action, single image with call to action.
Yeah.
And but one thing, if you do split testing, one thing I don't like is you cannot continue from there. I tried it once before. Then
You cannot continue. I thought you can continue.
Split test cannot continue. Once it's completed, it's a completion. So you need to actually duplicate and create a new ad.
Duplicate and run the ad. Okay.
Duplicate new campaign. So now when it comes to split test, we have a rule of thumb. You need to have something. We need to look at something that at least have 75% confident that Facebook say they will generate a similar result. Then we go for that. That's why when it comes to this, yeah, I mean it will tell. When you run split test, they will give you all the data.
When you set it up, okay.
Yeah.
a lot of time we are rushing for time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Just
conclusion is you pick the format that suits the message you want to deliver.
I would say no, we pick.
Not
If we want to prove, then we let the audience pick. Now, once you have confirmed, like Carl just dropping in for his case now, he's saying that single image is running superb for him right now. In this case, right, unless I see fluctuation, let's say, for example, if now single image is getting me cost per conversion at like maybe 10 ringgit, for example, and I test another single image, is still standing at 10 ringgit, why would I go and stir up a whole shit and go and suddenly introduce another carousel to this shit again? You get what I mean, right?
There are sometimes the management or the
cheap
client,
website,
actually,
they want to hit
they
$18.
wanted even lower. You want the lowest they can find. But the thing is, there's a peak. Once you reach a peak, it's out in like 4. So you are wasting your time and effort for that. Yeah. Then the other thing is for video. I want to touch on the video part. Do take note. I have stressed many times that the video part for IG story and FB stories is 15 seconds. And ideally for story is the portrait 1080 by 1920. But of course, sometimes you're lazy, you just put 1080 because sometimes I also use automatic 1080 by 108 square, we'll put all. So you'll cover most of the placement, which we'll touch on later. But of course, when you do that, the story part, the copy will appear. The look will be a bit different, but I can't say this is right or wrong. So do take note. It's 15 seconds for video. And I have people who tell me that they die want to make sure all the video can squeeze into all the placement. Then they go and do a lot of things, then delay. So
I mean that's the choice of the person already. I think in that case, yeah, I think it's the choice of the case. Yeah, I would agree with Carl. Carl was just saying the market will pick the proven angle. Definitely. So sometimes, a lot of times when the market has spoken, and then like what your Manfred said, your friend probably just want to really stir up shit and all that, right? Then I think it doesn't make sense. You're wasting your time testing things that. I'm not saying that it may not work lah. Who knows? You may hit something and suddenly you realize that it works, but instead of focus on trying to test things, let's focus on something else, right? And make more money out of whatever that we're doing. I think that's what I probably would focus into. But in my opinion, I think if you actually follow the two-step funnel, then definitely we will try to use video or slideshow for tier 1. Yeah, because we wanted to use that as a silent audience qualifier. I think that's one of the things that probably we want to if you want to look into if you are using the two-step funnel. Now, wait, Viswa just chip in and say each objective has its audience objective is based on behavior.
I'm a bit puzzled. What are you saying?
A bit puzzled as well, but this if you can elaborate on this one a bit, it will be awesome because kind of like puzzled a bit on this one. And yeah, I mean, I'm a bit puzzled on this, but anyway, we have Chiwai also dropping. Chiwai, hoping to come with freebie last week. Freebie, let us think about it. Oh, we got website of the week, man. Manfred's gonna give you that.
I got one whole stretch of website of the week standing by. Later, I give you a few lah. Give you three lah. Give you three. I can. Later, give you three.
He bloody give you the whole list, might as well lah. I'll share the document to him lah. Better.
I then kiasu one. I stand by.
But Chiwai has some serious question over here.
Okay,
I think it's a good one.
let's get back to business.
Okay, you have two campaigns. Let's take a look at this. One runs on video views, another run on objectives. Say what? LGF?
Lead gen form or messaging.
Oh, okay, lead gen form messaging. What now? Different kind of short form coming in already.
No, it's
but
actually
both...
lesbian, gay. Then no.
Chiwai, chip in now. Elsa, I'll take it as lesbian, gay, or what? Because Manfred says so. Okay. Now, but both shares the same audience. Will they still cannibalize each other? Also, I don't understand what you're talking about.
I think he's referring to audience overlap. You go under inspect under ad set. So if two campaigns, one is video view and one is lead gen form, both are using the same audience. So when you inspect, will there be audience overlap? It's
But you're using the same audience, what? Same asset, different asset.
I remember, I think it will, it's two different campaigns. One is video view, one is lead gen form. I didn't try that before. I think it will overlap.
Okay, I think he said that you're answering his question. You go on in that case. Let me bring this back to this one. He said you're answering his question. Go on. Yeah.
So it's video view and lead gen form, both same audience. Say example, parents audience. One video view, one is lead gen form. So will there be audience overlap under ad set? There's this inspect function.
You're saying that no, different campaign, different objective. You mean different campaign, different objective, but bloody same audience? Is that what you mean?
Yep.
You tell me. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, the same audience, you're running two ads on them. They will be competing, of course, but it's distinctively. I would still come back that look, because there is this still distinct. Only have same audience. You were saying only have same audience, and then it's total different objective. Okay, you can first with same audience don't do inspection lah. Confirm sure it's the same audience lah. Correct. So it's the same audience, but fundamentally, what we are saying here is that when we are running same audience with different objective, they will still go into different so-called the action category. Do you get what I mean? So because let's say, for example, like you're targeting 1 million people, okay? There'll be a bunch of these 1 million people who are likely to submit lead, correct? There'll be another bunch of these 1 million people, same 1 million people, there will be a bunch of them who are likely to talk to you in messaging. So when it comes to this kind of scenario, I think you can run this. Personally, I think you can run this, but you need to watch your CPM.
Is there a possibility that a person will see both? Let's say
there is a possibility, definitely, because if they falls on both category, then they might. So when you are running this kind of campaign, you need to bloody make sure that your exclusion is done damn strict, so that you both sides won't have overlapping. I mean, not to say we won't have overlapping. It definitely will have overlapping. But what I will do is let me break this down to you. Now, if I'm running this same audience, I'm running lead gen and messaging. I will usually use video or slideshow. I mean, for the first tier, because of course I want to get single image would be good, but I would definitely want to go for the audience qualifier. So what I'll do is, let's say if I'm using video, now both I go in, so I will be using the same video, okay? And then if you watch this bloody video, either one, up to maybe 25%, you won't see both ads lah. You get what I mean?
But you're running the same video to this.
Running the same video, so you do exclusion, the same video exclusion on both campaign. Yeah, like Carl was saying, exclusion, correct? It's the exclusion is key. The exclusion is key. Carl, type like that very difficult. I need to click twice for the word to come in.
Accidentally press enter lah. Cannot.
So
he's using a handphone to press lah.
I know. He's right. Exclusion is the key. Exclusion is the key. So you can run this. We do this from time to time. What's the feedback? I'm hearing feedback. you can do this, but you have to make sure that you are not you exclude both lah. That's what I think lah. You get what I mean?
I think
Come
so.
back to GY's question. So basically, there is overlap, but
Wait.
anything below 20% is not a big deal lah.
What GY's question? Which one? This one.
this
Today not
one,
bad. Quite many comments. Keep them coming. Hey, Carl, anything to chip in on this thing? I think Carl just chip in. Exclusion. Yes, you can, and you need to make sure that the exclusion is being done right lah. So I will already share with you how to set up all these things during the 6-day challenge. So don't tell me you forgot about that already.
No, you need to take your lesson one more time, or the advanced section one.
Advanced pass already. I just got him today. Advanced was really awesome. But anyway, don't come back for another 6-day challenge lah. You're gonna be bored to death. I mean, don't, man. Seriously. Wait. Okay. No. Viz just chip in. Let me bring up Viz.
This is very long.
Okay.
This is a bit long. Let's read a little bit now. Viz was saying video view objective. Objective is basically people like to watch video. Okay.
Yes.
And then basically people with tendency to use Messenger. Okay.
Yes.
Engage Messenger. Okay. In your feed, same thing. Conversion campaign. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same thing as what we went through just now, right? Because it actually breaks into the action categories, right? Although like I said, even if you point down to, let me take this down, else Manfred cannot see his face.
We do that 3 more.
Check this out. When I bring out this whole thing, Manfred went missing, only eye there only. What the heck happened to you, man?
Underwater.
So hey, come up, cannot see you.
We can do the 3 modes and see how.
Okay. Just for. Come on, wait.
Okay, let's see further away.
So
weird, man.
Just for this question, later we come back. Sorry about the big face.
Just for Wisla, yes.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. So, I mean, what does it mean here is if you are action categories, Facebook will know that this bunch are likely to do this one are likely to do that. So when you're having multiple objectives running for the same audience, they will zoom into different age action group.
They will show the different action group.
Based on the history,
if
you have a history of purchasing, obviously you're being targeted, then you're at the top of the list.
But you will see distinctive CPM, different CPM.
Why would you say distinctive CPM?
Different CPM. I just
different characteristics.
You mean the first day the CPM will be definitely different from the other?
Let me tell you this. I mean, okay, no. That's what I mean. Let's say if you're running the same objective, same audience for traffic, lead gen, and messages.
Right.
Okay. Usually traffic is cheaper. Although the same bloody audience, right? The CPM for traffic is cheaper.
Obviously,
the pool is bigger.
Traffic is easy to deliver.
Bigger pool, or maybe
bigger pool.
Conversion, say example, you target for purchase. There are lesser people who are getting purchased, and the pool will be definitely smaller. People with a history of purchasing will be smaller. Definitely, the cost will be higher. That's no-brainer.
Yeah. So I think that GY said okay already. He got his question answered. Let's move back.
All right.
Too big face. I cannot stand looking at it myself. Okay. Anyway,
only cover one topic. Only almost 50 minutes.
Wait. Oh yeah, man. But anyway, okay. Let's take a look at this. You say exclusion is the note. Okay, cool. Now, Carl chip in. CPM different. Yeah. Experience sudden accelerated spending. What do you mean accelerated spending? It doesn't really matter. Okay, he said it doesn't really matter. Accelerated spending means
spend faster.
Yeah. How does it happen?
But you have a daily cap.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing daily, but if you're are you doing lifetime or is it daily? That's why it's a very interesting topic. Yeah. But anyway, if guys, just to really a side note, if you guys are watching to the podcast version, I think this episode will be a little bit confusing because it sounds like we're talking to each other. Like nothing. Out of sudden, we have a break here and there, right? So I would strongly recommend if you're listening to the podcast, come to my YouTube channel and watch the video instead because we have a lot of interaction because we are pinning so-called these comments from the audiences. Hence the jumping there, the thing.
Jason, your podcast, you also build a link. You send them a link to the YouTube channel, right? In your description.
Actually, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think so because when I upload the thing, right, it's for the podcast and all that because if I put in any link, it will be linked to the audience. I'm sorry, to the guest website or something.
Oh, okay.
I usually do that lah, because but note. I mean, I will take note on that. I'll try to include in the future episodes. But anyway, yeah. So Carl, thanks. So that's the topic.
Our number one topic.
That's
move on to
first topic.
number 2 topic.
Okay, let's rest this. We move to the next one. This one is a bit easier lah. But Manfred, over to you. Why is this thing?
I think a lot of times, a lot of people keep asking, hey, how come my one mark in miles, I want to set the location, can I reduce it to kilometer? So actually, it's relatively easy if some of our users or our viewers don't know. Actually, your own Facebook profile, the one that you manage as manager, just go and change it to UK English. You reduce to kilometer instead of miles, because a lot of people are using US English. So you're using this as a differentiator to set your kilometers and miles, just to share this with you. And just to sidetrack, sorry, I would like to sidetrack. Last, the 29th episode, there's one thing it came across my mind. It happened to me before also, just to share.
What was that? Share
When you put daily budget for lower cost, say example, $100 Sing for daily budget for lowest cost, and you submit, you publish your campaign, say example, 4 o'clock Singapore time.
All right.
Then it was approved, say example, 4 hours later at 8 o'clock Singapore time. So basically 8 o'clock to 12 midnight left, only 4 hours.
Right.
Facebook has a tendency of using 4 hours to spend up the $100 budget that you set. I didn't notice that until recently. Hey, fuck! I never tell you to spend all my money within 4 hours.
Daily budget, bro?
Yeah, because it's a daily budget and it's lowest cost, it will spend up. If you use big cap, cost cap, you won't spend
accelerate the spend within a few hours lah. That's what happens.
So, in order to combat this bad habit, which actually a lot of people never mention until I stumbled so many times that I realized. So to combat this very bad habit of mine, and I think a lot of people make this mistake also, make a habit. I know you do finish, you publish maybe during office hour, then God know when they will approve the campaign, but the start time always set it as the next day 0000. Unless you do at night then the approval also the overlap the approval. So make it a habit, because their cutoff date is actually cutoff time is 2359. So you won't start in a scenario that, like my case example, I say again, 4 o'clock I publish, 8 o'clock they approve, they only left 4 hours, and the 4 hours they will use up all my $100 regardless of they just just lower cost. So this is one thing, don't let it happen to you. This is a very minor mistake, and yet a lot of people did not see it. And I believe it doesn't apply to big cap, cost cap. I don't think so.
No.
It only applies to lowest cost daily budget. It doesn't apply to lifetime budget. Yeah.
My question is, does it really matter?
Of course.
It matters. Because it's not taking their own sweet time 24 hours to find the right people to spend the budget. You're giving them 4 hours. Yeah.
Yet again, they were still pushing for the spend. I mean, as in, they will still give you the reach. They will still give you the impressions.
You still get the okay. Maybe depending on if you're like targeting Singapore, Malaysia at midnight, then nobody watch or whatever it is, maybe. But still, you still get the data, right?
But by another note, this only started not too long ago, to be frank. Because previously, I always have this habit to, whenever I do, like what Manfred said, once I count him, I just publish lah. Yeah. So when he come in, I maybe approve at 8 p.m. Then I probably will spend a fraction of it, not up to the hour duration. Kind of like break it down to the hour kind of thing lah. But it won't spend fully. But only recently, not to say it's too recent. I think it's about a year old, or somehow within a year kind of thing.
Right.
And this thing started to happen. That's why Christopher mentioned that during his Shopify training as well. So he has this habit. He always set it to launch the campaign at 0000.
The next day.
Yeah. The next day. So you have a good full day lah. So I will agree to this. I think this is a very good tip. Thanks, Manfred. I think we 2 tips. Is it Manfred? What's Andrew? What's the title already?
Our
the chief
researcher in
researcher,
chief.
researcher in chief. This guy crazy one now. Then we have, I think then basically he just gave us 2 pointer. What was that? The first thing is how to change from KM to miles lah. Chiwai, you're welcome. And then after that, the other thing is about the publishing at 0000, just to make sure
so that the algorithm don't speed up the spending within such short span of time.
I normally publish it the next day because I want to give them time to approve so that it doesn't waste
But
time.
do you set the start time?
I set the start time next day.
I normally don't bo chap the start time.
I normally set the start time to give them enough space for them to approve the ad.
So
I don't care.
So your habit is good lah.
I didn't know that it was the reason about the money side lah.
I'm experiencing something similar lah, because my ad got approved sometime in 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. I want to spend 100 a day, so it's kind of like coming up to almost about 50 over already. I think by 12 p.m. 12 a.m. later, they should kind of like wallop up to maybe at least 70, 80. Yeah.
Wow.
Not full. I don't think they can go full because I have strict audience targeting, so that's why.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, now that's cool. Thank you. Now
some comments.
No, a few comments. Let hang on. We go through one by one. So we have one from Prasad. Prasad, you have a query. What about that? So when should one opt for conversion as value optimization while running a Lazada Shopee? You can't go for conversion, bro. CPAS. Okay, you're talking about CPAS now. For those who are new to CPAS, CPAS is actually collaborative ads. It's a way where Shopee will create a catalog based on the product that you have on your Shopee store and share it to your ads manager. In that case, then you can start running so-called the conversion advertisement using catalog sales objective, where you can target those people who visit your product and did not buy. Now, I would not, in my opinion, this is just me, okay? I wouldn't go for value optimization for this one because the data may not be that well synchronized, especially now we're having this so-called the iOS issue kind of thing. We will even lose a little bit more data. So, but at least you have to go for, of course, you go for the conversion optimization. That's for sure. You can and you should, because the moment you have that, then you can actually go for conversion. So when it comes to conversion, I will always advise you to go for purchase because Shopee will have enough purchase. That's what I argue. And then value optimization wise, what does it mean by value optimization is you actually optimize for kind of like certain purchase value kind of thing. This kind of value optimization works really well when you have solid data, which is you have your own e-commerce website, you've been collecting all this data on your own platform and all this kind of thing, you have solid ones. Because we do not know when we are using the catalog synchronization, the data, whether are we able to get all this data coming in. But most of the time, it works quite okay, but we see discrepancy, to be very frank. Like the ROAS may not be as accurate, okay? Because the amount report back may not be as accurate. But I would say, nonetheless, you can still put to test. But my practice is I'll go for conversion. I don't go much for the value optimization. That's my practice.
Because it's the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. Yeah, I think that's me. Okay, but thanks for the question, Prasad. Prasad is from YouTube.
No, he has a follow-up.
Oh, what is that? Okay, what I have noticed, value optimization outperform conversion.
Oh,
okay. Then go ahead.
PTM.
I mean, in that case, right, optimization, in terms of ROAS, can this be considered for all CPAS campaign? What do you think? In that case, if you have indicator, then you can slowly roll out to the rest. I think you can, because it's all about data. Okay, at the end of the day, when you have solid data, go all the way, man. That's what I always say. Yep, you can optimize for that. Okay? Yeah, I think you want just assurance. So just like Chiwai, always. Okay, now, anyway, so back to Chiwai. If you left the 4 hours left in the day learning stage starts when the turbo boost whack your budget, consider as day one. Wait, help me understand.
As in the what he says is 4 o'clock you publish, 8 o'clock approve, then left only 4 hours they will whack. This is the timing is just an example only lah. I'm not saying it will happen. So I'm saying that once it's approved, you're given daily budget of $100, then they will whack off. They'll whack off. They'll use up.
Yep. It's already happening to me now. It's kind of like whacking already, but anyway. So so when client pressure, manage lah. I mean, with how to manage client expectation.
then you have to tell them if you want to spend $100 within 4 hours, okay, fine with me.
I mean, honestly speaking, if you have a client that's going to track you how much you spend every single day, I think that's a client from hell. You either have a budget over 1 month period or whatever, and then they don't want to see results, man. It doesn't. If they're going to nitpick and say, "Hey, why are you spending $95 today and why are you spending 85 tomorrow?" Or you die, lah.
I want to add on this thing.
Client side,
there are clients also who, say, example, maybe the first week you have 10 leads come in,
Right.
then the next week really kosong,
Right.
where you then subsequently they worry, maybe the third week also kosong or 1 or 2 lah.
Right.
But you have to understand that I started Facebook advertising using lowest cost. I actually shift over to big cap and cost cap also. But when you do big cap cost cap, actually the spending can be low. And one thing when we do Facebook advertising, one thing very bad that I never do is that I never thought of my competitors or whoever fighting for you're understanding we are buying impression. So the biggest player right now obviously is Lazada, Shopee, who has deep pockets. Yep. And when they have 5.5 sales, before 5.5, in fact, end of April to 5.5 is a peak period already. So they are buying a lot of impression. That's one thing you should know. Then you're competing with them. Okay, obviously they can bid higher. Then Mother Day is coming out, as in Mother Day just went over. So it actually ends at 5.5. Up to Mother Day also another peak. And Hari Raya. So basically right now that explains that it's difficult to get leads, because if you want to chung with them, okay, you bid higher lah. But I don't think you want to bid higher if your staff, your product or service is not time sensitive. Then let them win first. I'm okay to sit on 0 leads for now until after. I don't think there's a lead up to Visa Day lah. So after Hari Raya, my turn to come out and collect leads already, because for me, maybe the volume, besides volume, the cost per lead is also, or cost per purchase will be important. This is one concept actually. I think you need to educate the clients and also the marketers. Hope you all understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
I agree. But there's another thing. You see, Shopee not necessarily paying higher than you to get the impressions, because there's this reach and frequency buy that you can pre-book. Oh, you know that?
By frequency pre-buy.
Reach and frequency buy that I can pre-book. Let's say, for example, I have a big campaign in June. I can book now to a lower CPM, meaning that I log in and book now.
It's still under option, right?
Before
it's not option. It's reach and frequency.
I don't.
Reach and frequency. You need to have campaign planner to do this.
Oh, and you have campaign planner. What's the condition?
I don't know. Actually, I have it for a long time, but
I don't think there was a time. I remember it has. Then after a time, don't have already. Also, because I still
they fluctuate. So, but that campaign planner allows you to pre-book. In fact, you can pre-book. So let's say, for example, now they will tell you that, okay, let's say if you spend $5,000, okay, in June, you will get X number of impressions, okay, at the average CPM of this, you can pre-book. I can book. So when I book, they will tell you that, they will do their best to deliver that kind of amount of frequent impressions for you at that price.
Is this still available?
Yes. But rarely, only agencies use this.
I see. Okay.
All small players, so don't really go there.
Yeah, because there is a certain number of, you need a certain threshold budget threshold in order to be able to trigger that. I think it's about $2,000.
Last time I remember I saw reach and frequency, but I never played with that.
All the while I have this. I have the campaign planner, I have this thing, and I rarely use, to be frank. I think so far for the past many years, I think I only used twice. Yeah, but it's a very interesting. You can pre-book. You can really pre-book.
Oh, okay. The big boys obviously they have the media buyers and all those things.
Carl probably knows. Coming from an agency, Carl probably knows. Yeah. You can actually pre-book. Yes.
Media buying team.
Yeah. So the media buy has a different so-called bargain, and they have different way of playing this. As long as they know that the amount is coming up. That's why another thing that we want to tell client is this: don't bloody give me last minute shit.
Agency business is always last minute shit, well. Otherwise,
come on, man. We know that you have a June campaign coming up. You know,
Because
why
the
do you
management
approve?
takes forever to decide and approve.
Why do you
It's
why do
always
you
like that,
approve my visual before that? Then when it comes to that kind of scenario, it's very difficult. You know, then you cannot blame the agency because a lot of things. If you want to talk about pre-book, right? Everything must be booked right now. You know.
Because your time is not time. Their time is time.
So I don't know
that.
lah. I mean, at the end of the day, there are a lot of scenarios when it comes to agency management kind of thing. I think Carl can relate. And TY can definitely relate. You guys are all in agency. I got out of it already. So you guys have fun.
I want to add one more thing. For large MMC, their financial year ends in the last day of March. So they have a tendency, April, February, March, they want to spend the budget. Why they need to spend the budget? If they don't spend the year budget, I used to work for MMC. They don't spend the budget. Next year, they say, hey, I give you so much money, you never spend, so means you don't need so much money. So I will reduce your budget the next year. So they have a tendency February and March, chiong man, go and use up all the money. So take note, take note this kind of period.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think different company will have different financial year.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, different company, different MNC or whatever. Even company also can have different financial years. So I think, yeah, it fluctuates. Not necessarily to the end of it, but yeah, I agree with Manfred that you probably need to do a bit of a management over here. Yep. But Carl is just saying Facebook went crazy lately, and he was saying a few ad set accelerated spending even on daily. 9 a.m. you spend 80 out of 100.
Wow.
Maybe you can try lifetime budget and see whether you'll stop.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's the
The market
went
is
a little bit stupid.
Because it's a transition from the new Facebook page experience, whatever it is. A lot of things is happening. A lot of weird stuff.
I don't think it's that. I will agree with Carl that something is wrong with Facebook ads in that case because I don't think it's usual. They shouldn't be spending up to that amount at 9 a.m. I think that's a bit crazy. That's what I think. Monitor and see, Carl, let us know if this continues. You know, I think it's quite interesting to find out. But thanks for sharing.
Question is, what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, at the mercy, right? So you want to use them. So okay, now Distro Run, who's that? ST, right? Yeah, ST, my GIC member. Video views data, is it valid for 6 months or accumulation from the day the video is used for ad? The day the video is published on Facebook. The answer. You know, you're talking about the data, meaning that people who viewed the video up to a certain percentage.
Cumulative.
It's cumulative, definitely. I think video is up to 365 days because video is part of 365 to 180 days. I forgot already. I think it's 365.
Native 365.
Yeah, should be 365. So it's all the impressions will be accumulated from the day it was published in the Facebook platform.
Cool.
Yep.
All
Thanks
right.
for the question. Then Chiwai was that. Manfred said what? You say by week, sometimes by day. Also asked me the lead thing, right? Yeah.
No, if you want by day, bit put higher lah, then see what happen lah. You want day ma, want chiong ma, correct not? You want result, definitely have to. Of course, provided your creative is proven lah, and your asset, your audience is proven, everything is aligned lah, the stars are aligned lah. Then you willing to spend more lah.
$1 million question, man.
But there are different scenarios, you see. Like, you know, my coachee, one of my main coachees is one of the main developer in the country. What they do is they don't scale back, they go all the way.
Scale back as in
they don't hold back. They don't reduce budget, they still go all the way. But somehow or other, right, we sort of like found a pattern to really shelter through because in the past few rounds of rush, like talk about the Raya rush.
Right.
We talk about the other one was the earlier one was what, the year-end rush. Okay, well, they survived. So I don't know. It could be different scenario over here. Just want to.
I think if you look at the big picture, that means over a year, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars. You know, certain months are high, certain months are low, but net, you know, my X amount of dollars generate X amount of leads and X amount of sales. That's good enough.
But we calculate by month, you know. We still perform.
You still right?
We still do okay.
Yeah, but not every month is every day of the month is Raya, so obviously there will be peak and lows.
It's all the same lah. I always like to say, you see, like sometimes no lead, sometimes got lead. It's definitely like that, you know. Sometimes it's because every day you're showing the ads to different people.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just so that these people who see your ad are not interested in your whatever that
Yes.
you're selling, then they're
Yes.
not responding.
Yeah.
But what is really important is we need to look at other things to track. That's why I'm always focusing on the metrics. I think, let's say, for example, if CPM is there, you see, I think managing client expectation, we probably can talk about this for like forever.
That's another topic for another day.
That's why, in my opinion, right, talking about agency, that's why to the later part, I mean, in the past few years of me running my agency, I only work with clients that go through my class. I won't work with people who cannot communicate with me. Because the moment I tell you that they will come in and say no lead, then we will look at this. Look, we all understand that lead is the outcome, of course. But at the end of the day, when you're running ads, you're getting all these things. So as long as all the numbers are good, then we can do adjustment. But you see, a lot of times there are a lot of metrics or there are a lot of so-called scenarios that could happen. But in my opinion, I don't work with clients that don't understand what I do. So that's what I do. So if you want to be my client,
don't speak your frequency.
Yeah, you want. I made that rule, to be frank. Those who work with me, you want to be my client, you got to go through my class.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not angmo, people don't understand.
So how do we talk, right? In that case, how do we talk?
Yeah.
Right,
No, I think a lot of people are seduced by the fact that, by other marketers and say that, Facebook is like your ATM, you put money in and like thousands of money will flow up. That kind of thing. So a lot of people, especially when they're new, they always think that just because I spent $10 on ads, I should get $100 back.
Yeah, we're off topic too much, guys. Let's go through the comment. So agency live last minute. Well.
Yes.
I mean, there are still. If you ask me, there are still ways to manage this. At least I did.
You have to set the boundaries, lah. You have to set the boundaries, lah.
And I boundaries is one thing. I think another thing is you need to be able to command the authority. I think, not to say that you want to lead the client. I mean, you need to lead the client.
Yeah.
Instead of being led by the client. So you need to find a way, if you are always a level lower than your client, then I think it's very difficult. If you ask me that, you can get a level higher if you're having maybe a smaller business. I mean, I lead all these bigger organizations. You can still command this kind of authority if you know how. I think that's kind of the thing that we have to. Of course, I don't think I can teach you this thing, but anyway. Yeah, Carl was saying Molo. What do you mean? Molo means no route. Don't know where to go, no direction. What the heck? Which part of the discussion was that?
Yeah, kind of lost that.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. So Prasad has another one. So buying type, reach and frequency. Buying type auction. Also, you were said use one target, retargeting ad set. 10,000. You don't go for buying reach and frequency buying. It doesn't make sense. Reach and frequency buying is good for the massive buy, as in like the broad buy, in my opinion. Yeah, buying type auction. I mean, auction objective conversion. I think I just answered. I wouldn't use this kind of audience for reach and frequency buying. It doesn't make sense. Yep, that's what I think. Prasad, thanks for the question.
Too small, right? The audience size.
Yeah, and too small, it would not work in most cases.
Yeah,
because it doesn't. Unless you go for super high frequency. Unless you go for super high frequency, then I mean, if you want to go for super high frequency, might as well go for reach. What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah, Facebook scratch their head. How the hell am I going to talk to
because
10,000
you
people?
want. Correct. You want to look at what do you want to achieve? I always like to look at this. What do you want to achieve? You want to really get people to convert? Then yeah. But if you want to reach these 10,000 people, then it doesn't make sense. Both I won't use. I'll straight away go for reach, and I'll make sure that 10 times frequency per day. Just gonna whack them all the way. Just because all you want is to let these people see your ad, then different.
Then they'll hide your ad lah.
Then you get screwed all the way.
Then that's it lah.
Yeah. Carl is saying, actually it is what I've lost this discussion, but anyway, and if you know how client management, was that what we were talking about?
I think he's referring that.
Today is a
client management, right? Today is a, but it's good. Sorry about that, because we have a delay.
Oh yeah. 40 second delay.
Yeah, no, 5 to 6 seconds.
Was it?
Yeah, 5 to 6 seconds. So the moment you hear us and you type in a question, we're on another topic already. So bear with us. a bit jumping here and there, but yeah, I like this. It's fun. Okay. Now then we have another one from Chiwai. Okay, let's take a look at this before we go into ours. What? Facebook gone haywire about what? Then even the total calculation of numbers within the column also incorrect. Situation with WhatsApp lead
The results the results.
message of conversation initiated the what's show in result is not the client's claim they have received, not tally.
In the campaign, the results itself, say examples, the client received 10, maybe you only show 5.
Right.
Yeah, so I think Carl has followed up the thing. You have to check your attribution window. Sometimes you set many ad sets. Maybe default, for my case, I set 7-day click with 1-day view. And now they force you to put 7 days. So ad set itself, some ad set is 7 days, some ad set is 7-day and 1-day view. So the campaign cannot show the total results. You have to go down to ad sets to see. It's happening to me twice already.
Talking about that, do you guys double check against Google Analytics?
If you do
Facebook, and then you go back to Google Analytics and then match and see.
Lead gen form, you can't do Google Analytics unless you do website conversion. And
I also
sorry, I sidetracked a bit also. It happened to me also. I was damn tired. When you do rich campaign, and you copy lead gen form inside under rich campaign, it still leads to a website. It still leads to a website.
You just cannot see Manfred's face just now. Okay.
It's a website. So sometimes lead gen form, you put under rich, it doesn't work. So because rich campaign leads back to a website, you still have to put in so rich will be good for website conversion.
Okay.
Lead gen form, rich campaign, you copy the whole headset, you throw inside rich campaign.
Right.
It doesn't work as a rich campaign. It doesn't work as a lead gen form. It works as you still have to point to a URL.
I think this Facebook reporting is pretty common. I mean, earlier days, I used to compare Facebook and analytics, and up to a certain point, I got fed up. I says, okay, let's look at if you really received the message or received the lead from either this website, whatever.
Because one is by cookie, one is by session. Facebook is more, can I say holistic, or because they are able to track by people. No, it's not. They know which one you open up. Whereas Google is actually by a cookie. I can't remember what's the explanation. I need to find out again. It's two different things.
Just default to the actual results that you get.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, what is the correct one? Of course, the one that our client received.
No.
Because there is another thing about, I think that's the final number that we will count it as the right one. Because I don't argue, because we can't. Really, they don't have that many messages. Here you show 10, there got only 3, then of course they are right. We cannot say they
receive 10 mistakes. That's it.
Yeah. Then we attribute, we actually, maybe average out accordingly and say that, okay, that's the not. Discrepancy is all the time. It has been there all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, discrepancy has been there all the time, as I know it. And I think we cannot always rely. You see, a lot of people depend on Facebook Ads Manager to do a lot of so-called reporting too much. In a way, yes, it gives you the number, but you have to always remember. No, I don't. What is more important is really the solid number, and Andrew was right. That's also my practice. We need to always cross-check as well. Yeah.
Even conversions with purchase and all the amount that you get in your sales and the amount reported with Facebook has never been the same one.
Yeah. But if you set everything right, if you're talking about website usually better. Messages can have discrepancy. Even on my cases, I was running some other campaign for, and it's kind of like that, report says 5. I received 7 messages.
Okay, I'm so happy. More than that. As long as more than that.
That's the other way around. But both can happen. I would say what I want to try to highlight here is that both can happen. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On Ads Manager, reported 5. I received 7 or 8 messages. So there are many things. Okay. So Manfred, stay back. Okay, let me stay back to this. I pull out this question. Cannot too big the face.
Now they come back again.
Let's come back to this. Okay, now let's go through. Chiwa was saying, the client's number is the ultimate one. That's why I always say we need to boil down to the number on looking at the final number. We need to look at the client's one. So that's the number that we will look at. Whatever it is, it says here, you cannot argue. Huh? Okay, now wait, and basically we have another one from ST. What? Personal business suite upgrade. Okay,
what's
where
that?
existing ad campaign data running campaign get plotted over personal business suite upgrade. Business suite is business suite. Your personal ad account has nothing to do with business suite. So if you bring your business suite into your business manager, then everything will follow because everything stays with the ads manager. So the campaign data won't be interrupted, I think, yeah, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah? Okay, thank you, ST. Now, another one from Prasad. Explaining attribution window. Manfred?
7 day click and 1 day view lah. Okay, this one I honestly at the beginning I also super confused. But okay, you must understand 7 day click is means that from the day you run the ad until the next 7 days, say example Monday to Sunday, if the person click the ad itself, it will be counted in another attribution window.
Okay.
View, 1 day view means that from that day they show Monday to the Tuesday, that day they view and there's a conversion, and it's not through click. They somehow come back, they remember the URL, then they attribute it. But the problem is, you see, no matter it's Facebook or Pinterest or TikTok, they like to bring up the number to show people. Correct or not? You see,
So good, ma.
it look good, 10 conversion, how can compare to 100 conversion? Is that correct or not? So the 1 day, so if Google, say example, you're running Google ads, and people, okay, you see Facebook ads already, then within the 1 day, they hey, what's that brand? Then they search Google, then they click through the thing, they come back to the landing page, and they counted in. So Facebook, the numbers goes up. So instead, and you really need 50 conversion within 7 days. So if, for my case, how I do, I agree that 1 day view is 多做 one, as in it's really not good, as in because it's not truly contributed by Facebook.
Everybody want to claim the credit lah.
Everyone want to claim it, even Facebook Ads Manager or Google Ads Manager, whatever. So the 1 day view is not good but the number will go up. But I'm having a hard time to give 50 conversion within 7 days. I will still stick back to 7 clicks and 1 day view. That's how I see it because I'm having a hard time. If I'm not having a hard time to do 50 conversion within 7 days, I will choose 7 day. And if we come back to 1 day click, some people ask me 1 day click. Is when your brand is so super big like Coca-Cola or Nike, you know, and your thing is no-brainer, you're selling something no-brainer, confirm I will stick 1 day. Other than that, most of the time I stick to 7 days. That's how I see it. 1 day, 7 day, and 7 day, 1 day. You hope my explanation makes sense to you. Listen.
Confusing, but more or less. However you explain these things, it's not going to be like layman one. Trust me.
This one took me a bit of time to okay. So I keep it simple because this one I'm quite passionate. I spend a lot of time reading this thing.
That's why you're the right person.
If your thing is no-brainer, you'll do 1 day click. 1 day click will do. Or your brand is very big, but very rare condition. Okay.
Right.
Normally I'll do 7 day click. But the problem is sometimes I'm not confident to reach 50 conversion within 7 days. I will choose 7 day and 1 day view. Because even Google, if you see the thing, even you go Google, you saw my app, you didn't click, you go Google and type the brand, say example the brand ABC, then you click from there, and the credit's supposed to be Google's, but Facebook also on claim, then it's because he saw my view, so I leg it in because I can having problems reaching 50 conversion. So 3 different scenarios.
Okay, understood.
Well, I mean, yeah. You know,
that's
the best
how
way
I see
to
it.
talk about this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, right, if you do not know what you're doing, that's what I say. Anything that you do not know what you're doing, whether you're doing this right or wrong, stick to the default setting. Agree?
Absolutely.
Unless you know what you're really doing, stick to the default setting. Like some people, if you're not even familiar with the lowest cost, don't go and bloody try the bid cap lah, the cost cap, without even knowing what the heck is it, then you go and change it. And then they come back and cry, wow, what happened to this? I mean, that's personally what I think. Prasad, I hope I mean, Manfred able to, help you on this thing. But like I said, if you do not know what you're doing, stick to the default one. And now the default one is whatever it is, what we were talking about, 1 day view and 7 day clicks, right? Kind of thing. I just forgot already.
Default is 7 day click and 1 day view. You're not wrong. I can't remember also.
Usually is that lah. So anyway, yeah. So that's that. Okay, now it's 11. Wow, what have we done? Man?
Holy.
It's just the second topic. So there will be part 3 lah.
Sure.
Looks
Yeah,
like it.
We got so many, only cover 2 topics only.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got
we
seven.
have a few questions. So
Okay, let's cover the
TY said
questions.
client's number is the ultimate one, correct? And
Yes, we've done
yeah,
that.
you also need to digest. And Carl is saying, yeah, correct. You know, kiang do.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That what does it mean? Let me
Yeah.
what translate a bit.
Please.
If you, I mean, smart is enough. Don't be
smart
over
enough already. Don't be over X smart.
Don't act smart, okay? If you don't know it, then don't touch it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this series can never
Makes
over
sense.
lah. The gamers
But
go just
the-
jump in.
But the Gamers Rule finally come out. But the
Yeah.
expansion, audience expansion default is never click one for information. It is useful in certain scenario. It is useful.
Wait, we are
That
still
will
on
be-
cam just now.
Yeah, only 2 topics only. So,
Oh my God.
we will have part 3 for the next one, but we're having guests.
Part 3, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, next week we have
part 3.
guests lah.
So I need to do my job since GY actually requested 3.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
you seriously gonna do 3 wows?
Wow.
For TY,
Overtime, man.
Yeah, just for chill.
Over
3
time,
wows.
man.
Okay, we put in the private chat. Give me the link. So the first one is what?
First one, I show you the screen. So this is
Okay.
our dear friend
First
Jason.
What the heck? Hey, don't
Oh.
choose this one with this kind of thumbnail. Come on, man.
Okay. You see, when you run a YouTube, for some reason I
you
was
cannot show
sharing
the URL.
No, you can't show the URL.
You can show the URL.
Okay. So, hold on. How come I keep...
No. You cannot go to the live one. You have to go to the published
Normal
ones.
ones. Normal ones.
Okay. I search query first.
Pick anyone.
here? What's going
Okay.
on?
Oh, which
So-
one is the most ads?
So, example, I press this.
I think should be. Oh, actually, not everyone is monetized. I have no
then I
time.
got ads, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So you see, every time I watch YouTube, there is ads. Damn irritating. But you can't see the URL.
I can't see the URL.
So the
We
trick,
don't-
the trick is the YouTube URL, put a dot behind, so that you
The
can
Wait,
see.
you want-
last.
Okay. Manfred, reshare again. Share the whole screen so that we can see the browser.
Can,
Yeah.
can
share
hold on,
the
let
browser
me
URL.
stop sharing. Then I share my entire screen. Will be easier.
Yes.
My whole window.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now you know what Manfred does in his free time.
She go and
What sort of
do
funny
some
fun.
weird research trying to find out what's the
No
link.
lah,
of the
someone told me.
advertisement.
His former life,
So
his
you
former
need to-
life must have been.
So
hacked
this
or
one the
something.
episode where you see there was a commercial. So in order to combat this thing, just put a dot. You can see it now.
Yes,
Can-
can see the dot.
You press
You know?
enter at the end of the YouTube.
Okay.
Then there will be no commercial. There will be no commercial.
Somebody was sitting in.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
been fixed by Facebook, Google, YouTube.
So this is YouTube. Understand? You understand, right? So the URL behind just put a dot. Okay, I stop sharing this one first.
Okay. This is so weird, man.
I cannot call this a wow. You gotta bring up another one. I don't know what the heck is that. Also, anyway.
Okay.
Just to avoid seeing advertisement on YouTube, just click
Yeah.
the skip lah. I mean,
Yeah.
No, sometimes you don't even want to.
You're a marketer, my friend.
Damn
You
cute,
also
man.
don't want
It's
to look at ad. Like, what's the point running ads?
Okay. Hold on a minute. I
wait,
share
wait.
another. I share another. This one I was playing with it. I haven't fully
you
played.
play with a lot of crazy things, man.
Yeah, I know, man. You got so much free time.
I got free time.
It's damn busy. Wait,
After that,
This
it's
is
tired.
jitter.video.
What the hell?
Can you see this?
The
motion.
Is jitter, man. Okay, jitter. What the heck is
see?
that?
Okay, I play the YouTube. I play the YouTube easier.
Okay, what is it about?
Oh. Uh-huh.
Oh, like Canva.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's that?
So basically, you want to do text animation. This is the tool to use. You see,
Not bad, huh?
so you can do a lot of interesting stuff. So the
Yeah, this one
URL
can
I'll
play.
pass to Jason, let Jason
Okay,
play.
this one qualified
This
can
one
be
can.
one already.
This one, yes. This one, yes.
Enough,
This
enough,
one
enough.
can.
Two is enough. Two is enough.
Okay.
Jitter the video. This one can.
Okay, hold on. I still got one more.
See, CY, what have you done? See, our friend is unstoppable now for no reason, huh?
It's okay. It's Raya Eve. Give him a chance.
No, Christopher, this one good. Look at that, man. Check it out. And Christopher is saying, don't watch YouTube, if you bloody don't want to see ad.
Very well said, my friend. Very well said.
YouTube, a lot of interesting thing to know. No,
YouTube, a lot of interesting ad.
Including ads, man. The ads are pretty good.
I don't get to see the same quality in this Vimeo. No.
Where are you? You have another thing coming up?
Yeah, I have another one. Also
what
video. Also video. Give me a minute.
It's damn interesting. Hey, guys, you got busy chow first, but members on the road. So you want to go toilet chow first. Then you can come back. Probably we're still here. Maybe half an hour later.
It's 11 o'clock at night. How busy can you be?
Wow,
So this one also.
Okay. It's coming up.
Screen really up. This is Animato.
Animato needs to pay one.
Yeah, this one.
I subscribed to Animato before.
Animoto.
Okay.
Animoto.
Go on, we share the.
I heard about this Animoto when I was attending Charles Gregory's class.
Yeah, Animoto. Yeah,
Animoto animation. Because I was looking at doing videos. Okay, so quickly you all can play with this thing. Sorry, today just.
Video. You want me to bring up another one or not? I got probably about 5 to 6 video editing tools. No, next time. Okay, so that's Animoto. I think that's a very good one. Yeah, Animoto. Animoto is one of the longest standing one.
One of the earliest one. One of the
earlier ones.
Okay, today like that. Enough. I think enough already.
Okay, so we had about 7, 8 topics and we covered 2. Awesome. So we have episode 5, 2, 3. I don't know.
5 around 5 topics.
Yep. We can use it for fillers.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah, that's all we have. We're not gonna go for another topic right now. So so this is the 3 Marketing Show episode 34. If you watch up to now, thank you for your patience, man. This is really crazy. It's one of the craziest episodes. We jump everywhere. So if you're watching, like if you're listening to the podcast, go to the YouTube. Okay, better on YouTube. This episode particularly better on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, so
so I calculated 33 weeks, 33 episodes for 8 months. Is it that long?
Break.
Because we do once a week.
Same night.
8 months. Did we actually run for 8 months, right?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. We started in
now it's May. Yeah. We started somewhere around there. MCO.
We started somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere in July kind of thing. July.
Holy shit!
August.
8 months.
Not too bad, right?
Not bad.
I think this is one of the longest I have seen. I mean, the show that started during the MCO time, during the pandemic time, during our time.
And we're aiming for 100 episode.
Yeah, I think we can make it easily, hands down. We just need to find more pretty girls so that people will be excited about like CY. CY likes to see female guests, I know. CY, okay? All right, so that's all we have for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 3 Marketing Show. No, it's awesome now. And next week, we have guests. So see you next week at the same time at 10 p.m. on Wednesday night. And this is Jason signing off. We have Manfred, we have Andrew. This is the 3 Marketers. See you next week. Thank you, guys.
Bye.